Good morning, y'all. Good morning, and welcome back to Alicia's Crafty Hoplop. And you see, I survived my 30-hour work weekend with my students, and I am taking today off. So I was up nice and early this morning doing a craft inventory and making lists about what I want to get done. So it's a happy crafty morning, and I don't have any meetings scheduled until this afternoon. So this morning I'm going to be working on all sorts of things. So one of the things I did yesterday while talking with my students is I cut paper beading strips from my scrap box. So I got out my scrap box before my student meetings and I measured out things so that I could actually be productive while on the phone, because I was going to be on calls with them for like 7 hours, right? 8 hours. It ended up being over 9.5 hours actually. So I cut a whole bunch of strips for paper flowers and bows, not just for Pat, but also for different swaps that I have going on at the moment. So I did that, and I also, because I want to try making Wandy Sweets embellishments, I cut flag pieces too. So that's what's in that Ziploc. In here I started cutting banner strips to make cute little banner embellishments. I just made a whole bunch of pinwheels for different swaps like Carmen, Jellybean, some for Heather, so I mean a whole bunch of people. But I needed to cut more. So I went through my scrap box. I have almost nothing left. I'm going to show you all. I'm really proud of this. What's inside here. See, these are those boxes that I use to make those flat mail books, right? I only have a couple left because I'm doing a bunch of flat mail. Folks, what's inside there? That's all I have left. And it's cut down. So I cut it down so it's like strip sized for flags. And that's what's in my scrap box. And I'll show you what else. It's literally like nothing now. I'm like really happy. This is pretty much it. I cut everything else down and put it to good use. So I just decided I was just gonna tackle the scrap in and make a whole bunch of things. So I did cut out some more of the pinwheels. For pinwheels, I need them to be double-sided paper. So I have to be a bit more selective because they don't look as pretty if you don't do double-sided. And then I cut a bunch of these down for Wandy's embellishments, cut these down for Wandy's embellishments and for flowers for Pat and bows for me and packaging. And then I want to try making paper beads. Like, we know that I'm not good with like little small dexterity things, but I have several projects I'm interested and swaps I'm working on where I would like to make some dangles out of handmade paper beads. So I did bravely cut down a bunch of different size strips out of my scraps to try that today. So today's prototype paper bead day. So that's exciting. The other piece of exciting news, a couple of you have written me in and said, okay, so what's going on with We Wishes? The problem is, folks, I'm at the mercy of my carrier. So I told y'all last week I got out 14 pieces. That's remarkable. Okay, that's just remarkable that she took 14. And they ranged everywhere from like a very small envelope flat mail to like an envelope that was like the biggest one went to Sabrina, Crafty Mom and Son, and Carmen Goris, because here's the reality. Poor Jellybean and Carmen are waiting for their swaps. So I have like already packaged up like the next 2 lots to go out to them. And I broke out like Carmen's. I sent her the stuff. Because I used to be a creative designer, I professionally designed for her some stuff. So I wanted to get Carmen that first. I got Jellybean a mix of things. This week in their packages are all their homemade things. The week after that is half and half. So like I have the next 12, 14 things ready for the carrier to take. But it's up to the carrier, y'all. So it's going to take me weeks to get We Wishes, the last of the We Wishes out. I've gotten a bunch out, but I can't get them all out because it's like whenever she wants to take it. But my husband knows I'm getting frustrated, and my husband knows me very well. And he knows that very soon I'm likely to just walk my little self to the post office, and that worries him. So he has ordered me this ridiculous contraption, but I'm going to have to wear it, y'all. Oh, yeah. Okay, so in the Middle East, anyone who is a frontline worker, be it a pharmacist, be it a supermarket worker, or anyone over the age of 60, or anyone with health issues like me, are wearing a mask and one of those dental visors. Really, I'm not joking with you. This is not a joke. My husband sent me pictures. That's what everyone's wearing on the street. They're taking those extra precautions. And that's why in the Middle East, their numbers are so low, as opposed to here, where we have people wrapping a scarf around their mouth and then pulling it down to drink coffee. So my husband was like, if you want to go to the post office, then you're going to have to wear a mask and that visor. So it was pricey. He bought me one and he has shipped it to me, but it will take 3 weeks to get here. Last time it took about 2.5 weeks for it to clear, and it has to clear customs. Now it could be stopped at customs because it's a medical product. And right now they want those for frontline workers. So they might not be too pleased that little old Alicia here in Brooklyn is getting this fancy thing. But I made an agreement with him and I don't break agreements. So I will wear it to the post office looking like a Martian, but it will let me go to the post office. So I'm very happy. I'm very happy about it. But that means that at least in 3 weeks from now, folks, I'll be able to finish We Wishes. If everything hasn't gone out by then, I'll be able to take it myself. But that does mean that it'll be at least 3 weeks before I can go to the post office because I have to wait for that to arrive. That's just the rule that my husband made. He does know his wife very well. He does. Because I was like this close to being so frustrated that I was just going to go. Especially since it's taking better precautions than my pharmacy. And he was like, no, not until you get this. So, yeah, and he almost didn't send it because he was like, if I send this to her, then she's going to go to the post office. But it's a safe way for me to go to the post office. So I'm grateful to my husband for understanding my wackadoodle self. I am grateful to him. So those of you asking about We Wishes, I'm at the mercy of the carrier taking what she's willing to take. And she often looks at the stack. So like I'll bring out 15 pieces and she chooses which one she takes based on size. Like, and sometimes she'll say you can only get 2 of the bigger ones out. And then I have to make a choice. So forgive me if this is just taking longer. It's just, I'm at the mercy, guys. I don't have click and ship. I'm like, Cheryl, we just don't have it here. If we did, believe me, everything would be out of here because it's cluttering up my reorg. I would be happy to get all of my items out of the house. But I can't. Just because I'm at the mercy of my carrier, who, by the way, is a sweetheart and has no obligation to do this for me. So we have to remember that too. She's doing it as a legit favor. And so I'm very, very grateful to her. I truly am. Yesterday, I was so annoyed with Amazon. I had to order art glitter glue because I was out. I do still use it. I prefer Helmer's $4.50 for everything. But folks, Helmer's is not open right now for shipping. In fact, I have an email out to them asking me if they're going to be lifting their shipping ban shortly. Unlike Hobby Lobby and Michael's, they're not open. So I have no way of getting more glue from them. So I ordered some art glitter glue because I was almost out. And because I'm going to run out of Helmer's shortly, I'm going to need it. And Amazon claims it tried to deliver it yesterday. I was here all day. And I didn't have to do a wardrobe change after the one box came because nobody rang the bell. So there's no way that they made an attempt. And so I have to write to Amazon this morning and be like, that is a fib. I was here all day. No one rang that buzzer. Nobody. And our whole building was home. So normally what happens with Amazon or a delivery is that if they come and let's say someone doesn't answer, they ring our super. Well, they were home all day. So like this, it was just some big fib. Hopefully it'll arrive today. Otherwise, I'm going to be out of glue soon. And I was just thinking the only thing I'm short of after doing my craft inventory is glue sticks. So I have to place an order for that. But other than that, I don't need anything. And so that I was chatting with Kayla, Crafty Pen Pal Mama, because we're doing a Maggie home swap. And I was explaining to her, I really prefer, I'm a little bit of an anomaly, I think. I prefer the handmade things to the bought things. I know that other people they get excited about all the goodies. I prefer handmade stuff. I just do. Cruz's package to me was an exception in many ways. Or sometimes Susan Tootsie Tucker will pick up something very special for me that I didn't know about. But that's because Cruz knows my crafting style really, really, really well. And so what she collected for me for my birthday and for Christmas over all those months were like very specialized things. It's very similar to that package Miss Dina, This Mama Loves Disney. Like they really, I don't know how, but they just know that my mix of love of Prima and Maggie and vintage, like they just understand it. But normally I just want the handmade stuff. I don't care about goodies. I really don't. I was so excited about Sarah's package, and there were tons of great goodies in her package. But the truth is, what I loved most of all was like what she made. In fact, I'm going to attempt to make some of those embellishments. Oh yeah. That's Rare Root Crafts, by the way. Did you see the tutorial for the floral making? Thank you so much, by the way, Sarah, for doing that tutorial. I loved it. And you know what? I realized I'm doing paper flowers wrong after watching your tutorial. I realized like, oh my gosh, You so helped me understand some of the problems I've been having. So thank you so much for that tutorial, because it didn't just teach me how to make those flowers. It taught me what I'm doing wrong with the flowers I am making. So that tutorial was amazing from Ruru. If you haven't seen it, I'm going to put a link to it down below. We asked her to make it. I watched it as soon as I could, even though I was exhausted this weekend. And I was like, light bulbs went off. Light bulbs. And I was like, fantastic. Folks, don't forget to also check out the craft hack videos, because there were a bunch and they're great. Like, several of the craft hacks were really, really helpful. And I think Buzzing with V did a really good video. I'm going to try to link it down below for you, where she showed you how, if you take something like, let me show you. Like, let's say, okay, see the minute, I'm going to use these for something else for the Rosies project, but let's say I wanted to turn these into charms. Buzzing with V did this great video where she shows you that if you back these up back to back and insert a jump ring, you can turn everything, all of our ephemera, all sorts of things, which I've been doing too, but I hadn't thought about it quite the way she did. You can turn them all into charms and really cool dangles. So I'm going to put that down below too, because I thought that was a great craft hack, like a really great craft hack. So don't forget to be checking those out. I also want to remind you to please, we are coming up to the end of our In Support of Autism Crafty Love Challenge. And those are the puzzle pieces. Now, loads of people did them on Instagram. Loads. But we've only had a handful, well, maybe more, a little bit more than a handful, but a handful of only people here on YouTube have done them. So I'm going to put an end screen for that challenge up just to remind you to get those out to Leticia Zavala. And it's basically creating an embellishment using puzzle pieces. And then last but not least, calling all newbies. Don't forget we have a newbie challenge up, and we want your work. We do. So I'm going to put a link to that down below too. Just a little friendly reminder that we have that challenge on also. Well, I'm going to go off and do my crafting, because I only have until about 3 this afternoon, and I want to get a bunch of things done. And after lunch, I want to do some ATC sharing that I should have done last night. But your girl, after I finished the meetings and cooked supper and ate, it was 10 o'clock at night. So I was exhausted. I just couldn't. I'm so sorry. I just couldn't. I took a muscle relaxant, put on Homeland on TV, and I don't even remember what happened in the episode. I was out cold. So I'm hoping for that today I'm going to have an opportunity to do not just ATCs, but a bunch of other things. But first, I want to try making these paper beads. So that's what your girl's about to be up to. All right, y'all. Wishing you a happy and a very healthy Monday. And I hope all of you have some time to craft today. If you don't, if you're working, then I hope your day goes super easy. And if you're homemaking, I hope it's a joyful day for you. All right, y'all. Happy Monday.